like driving a car off the lot. Right then and there,
Yep.
you've already exposed it to being more than just a showpiece. So that's it. You're done. As soon as those tires hit the road, it's done.
Yep. But what's cool, if you keep it in the box, you never have to drive your car. You never have to drive it off the lot. So
That's
it's
true.
kind of cool.
It stays at the dealership. You never even bring that sucker home. You just go there and like, I own this, and the dealership's looking at you like, bro, can you get this off the lot? Nope, has to keep its value. What's going on, Gaming Nation? We are back with another weekly episode right here on Fandoms Anonymous. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Today we're going to be doing something just a little bit differently, leading into something that we've been talking about doing for some time. So right off the bat, however, we're going to go ahead and introduce, of course, our usual set of panelists. You know them, the homeboys. They've been here holding it down since day one. I want to go ahead and talk them out. Hey, Daryl, what's going on?
Man, what's up, guys? Man, hey, it's good.
That's it. All right. And, of course, we got my man Dan back from wherever he was at last time. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Braz is back. Let's get it. I'm excited to be here. Let's go.
I'm still blaming Daylight Savings Time for that one. And, of course, I'm your host for the show.
I was an hour late.
And, of course, I'm your host for the show, Clay from Tales of the Blade. Cue the intro. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys again once again for tuning in. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. We've been discussing it, getting more people on the show, especially from those from the Gaming Nation group and you guys around, because Gaming Nation is not just me and Daryl and Dan sitting here talking about things. It's, of course, it includes everybody. There's multiple people in the conversation because we have the conversations not only here but on Facebook as well. So we have with us a guest today, and I want to go ahead and introduce him. Spotty Bud, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing pretty good today. How is everybody today?
Pretty good, pretty good. Of course, you guys know this guy as Turbo Magogo. You see him a lot on the Tales of the Blade channel, and so you've seen his face once or twice. If you watch that channel, which you totally should, go subscribe. So today we're talking about re-releases and ports. It's been it's been something we've covered in the past, but we're going to bring it up again because the trend seems to continue and is going on very strongly. You've heard it in a couple of coming up segments already about games getting ported over to the Nintendo Switch, which is awesome that Nintendo's getting into that. And at the same time, it raises a few questions. So we're going to get into that today. So our first topic we're going to be covering is on re-releases. Now, just to cover the basics here, re-releases border the definition also of remaster, and at the same time, remasters border the definition of re-releases because they can go from when most people think remasters, they think from a much older generation coming to the newest consoles. But that also can go in terms of a re-release in that it was just from a previous console, which they just increased the resolution. So we're going to go ahead and actually I want to throw out to Daryl first. We're going to throw it out to Daryl first and see what he thinks. Daryl, what's your opinion on re-releases, especially in what we're seeing today?
Well, I like them, okay? But I think it gets to a point where, okay, where do you stop? Okay, so I'm out for re-releasing the game just so for our newer like a newer gen console, so we can have fun.
Right.
But you gotta stop somewhere. So I'm gonna take one game that I enjoyed. This game, I loved it. I put a lot of hours into it. Was Skyrim.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming.
I'm saying I love the game. It was a great game, but okay, you re-released the game for the next gen consoles, and that's fine. That was okay. But it got to a point where you just kept on doing it, and it just got old. And now it's not even good anymore. It's like, you milked that game so much, it's not even fun no more because I'm tired of seeing it.
Right.
So I'm all for it, but you got to stop at some point. That's how I feel.
I can get behind that. I can get behind that concept. Dan, what do you think, man?
Okay, so I agree with Daryl 100%. I call these people the the nostalgia suckers. They see that we love something from back in the day or maybe just a few years ago, and they're like, I'm going to capitalize on every penny and suck them for its worth. Okay, I know technically this, for good example, technically this wasn't like a re-release, kind of a remake. How about Star Wars Battlefront? How about a game? How about a game that kind of rock your world, like just one little thing? But hey, we know you love that game, so we're gonna make you pay for everything. Like it's one of those things where, dude, we love nostalgia, man. I'm going to Toys R Us later today, so I can just smell the air and look at the toys, man. I'm going there to see what's up. But now I get it. We see a remake of a game we used to love or something. Most likely, we're gonna play or buy it, and we don't care if you do it as long as it's good and it's done with good taste. If you just take the same game and just add some HD graphics to it, I mean, that's cool, but there better be some type of improvement, or it better be a huge hype game or a game that we haven't been able to get our hands on unless you have the original system or something. Like a game that's not just on the download on either the Wii shop or the PlayStation store or whatever, wherever we're talking about these days.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, but I don't think you had to hit the low blow with Toys R Us, man. I think that.
Oh man, I miss him. No, I'm going. I'm for real. We're going to Toys R Us today, man. We're going.
But it's bad memories, Dan. Okay.
Why, Dan? Why?
You didn't have to do it like
nice
that.
Big bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Okay, and of course.
You in the feels.
Oh, yeah. Spotty, but how you feeling about it, man?
Well, that all depends on if we're talking about a remaster or a re-release. I recently purchased a couple of re-releases that are true re-releases. Joust.
Okay.
Joust was in the arcades. It was on the Atari, and I just recently picked up at Walmart Joust on the Arcade Classic console. It is a miniaturized arcade cabinet, and it is classic Joust, no changes, no nothing. And I love every minute of it. Of course, I'm nowhere near as good as I was back when I was like 4 or 5. But
yeah, who is? we beat amazing games nowadays, and yet we can't go back and play an 8-bit game. So, yeah.
Right.
8 bits, man. This is 4 bits.
Yeah, true. It was even older than that. I want to throw out a couple points here. Maybe it might stir some of the thing, because the general principle here seems to be that people are not terribly happy with the concept of re-releases, because as far as milking it out, or maybe even a money grab. But we actually brought this up with Terra. On the last segment, you guys should go listen to that. We were talking about PUBG having been done by the same studio that did Terra, and with its popularity and how its microtransaction system has actually caused it to grow. They were actually able to maybe bring Terra over to the consoles itself. You see what I'm saying? As a form of, bringing more money to that particular franchise, maybe it was a way to kind of fuel the next project. Another one that comes to mind is that on the PS3 there were the Darksiders games, and that was Darksiders 1 and 2. And number 2 had all kinds of story DLC associated with it, and then they re-released it for the PS4 as the War Mastered and the Definitive, which is silly to say, editions, which, dang, fries are done. Someone had a microwave going. That's cool. Hot Pockets, delicious.
Are you editing that out?
No, not at all. That's staying in there. As just a way to, and it felt, because of what happened with THQ, that it was a way to bring money to the next Darksiders installment, which is going to include Fury, the third Horseman. So, I mean, in terms of that, what are you guys feeling? Let's start with Spotty this time.
As far as remasters and re-releases, as far as that goes,
well,
I'm actually all for. I'm actually all for bringing some of the older games onto the current consoles, because I no longer own my previous consoles. All I have is the PlayStation 4, and they're re-releasing and remastering games for the PlayStation 4, so now I can go back and play those games again.
No, I mean, just in terms of like what was presented here by saying that some re-releases seem to be just a way to milk a particular IP, but maybe there was ulterior motive to that to bring not only just money into the company, but maybe to another project. You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying. Recently they re-released LA Noire,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they may be trying to drum up some more interest because back on the PlayStation 3 they had LA Noire 2 in the in talks.
Right.
Now that they've re-released LA Noire on PlayStation 4, they could be trying to drum up interest, trying to drum up some revenue for that sequel.
I mean, it's very possible. Dan, what do you think, man?
I agree with what you just said. I like it. I think that when you have a game that you're trying to release, you're always trying to do more to make it pop, And if you do have some successful games popping, and if maybe you can make your budget bigger, if we get a few ports out there. A great example that I thought about is, tell me why Pokemon Go came out, and tell me if I'm wrong, but Pokemon Go came out, and then a month or two later, right after it, Nintendo released the original blue, red, and yellow for the 3DS.
Yep.
So and then they said they're working on more like Pokemon projects. Like since then, there's been the new ones that came out. I don't even know what we're on anymore, but I saw, so they're definitely. If you have a way that you can create some more revenue, because at the end of the day, the more money we're making, the more games we can create. So I totally understand it. And I'm all for it, because we want, the better the video game companies are doing, the more games we're gonna get. So I'm all for it. It's just, at what point are we doing it, are we re-releasing stuff, or are we just making the same thing and making it over? Yeah. And Spotty had a good point. He bought something, an old school video game, Joust, just because he wanted the old memories like back then, and so he bought the original, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of a great way, even to make your own little handheld game to pop it in and play. But at what point are you kind of taking advantage of the nostalgia, So yeah. I think there's got to be like a middle lane where, we're trying to keep creating good content, but we're not just taking old stuff and slapping a new sticker on it.
I can see that for sure. Daryl, what do you think, man?
I mean, I understand what everybody is saying, and, everybody made some key points, but let me see where my money is going, okay? Like when I brought up Elder Scrolls, okay? So we're buying these re-releases and everything to try to draw revenue, but I don't see where it's going. Okay, you're not mentioning any more anything else new that I want to see. Yes, I would invest in you guys if you're gonna make something I want to see. But now it got to a point where I don't think I'm opening up revenue. I think you're just milking me. You just milking the same game over and over and over again. So as long as I can see where the money is going, I'll be okay. Like right now, if let's say Rockstar says, "Hey, we need a little bit more revenue for Red Dead Redemption," so we're gonna re-release it, for the PS4. Okay, right. This is gonna be a re-release instead of just a port. It's gonna be a re-release. It's gonna be remastered, so we can draw some more revenue to get some more money in there. Okay, I can understand that. But if you're just making the same game and I don't see where it's going, I don't know. I feel like you're, I just, it made me feel like a certain way about it.
Right.
So, as far as I say Bethesda, I love Bethesda, but I don't feel like they're drawing in revenue. I feel like they're just milking the same game, just to get more money out of it. Gotcha. I feel like they're being greedy.
All right. Well, it sounds like a little bit of a segue to me. He did bring up the magic word, the keyword port. Yay! This is Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, Pee Wee Herman style. Okay.
No. The Kermit the Frog style. Yay!
Oh my God! Whoa! Contain yourself, Spotty Butt. No.
I'll never contain myself.
So, I mean, yeah, that topic can honestly run into a topic that we're actually going to be covering next week. So make sure that you guys are subscribed, stay tuned, because that's going to be a fun show as well. We're going to try to get some more guests in here, and we'll cover that. Foreshadowing. But we're going to move into the next one, which, of course, is ports. We're talking about games that were initially on an exclusive console that are coming out to other consoles. Like recently, we've seen, with PUBG when it was on the PC exclusively, then it came to Xbox, and then hopefully one day it comes to PS4. We'll see what happens. So let's get some opinions on that. We'll start with Dan this time. Dan, on the concept of ports.
Yes. Hey, you know what? I just learned the concept of ports right before this show, so it's perfect timing to throw me in there, guys. Ports are really cool. I knew what ports were my whole life. I just didn't really understand the terminology of it. And great example that they actually broke it down to me is Crash Bandicoot, folks. This game started up on the old PlayStation, and it was exclusive Sony, and now it went from, like, all different systems. Also, another big one that we forget that I love, like, it's everywhere, is Sonic the Hedgehog. Mm-hmm. Talk about something exclusive for its own little system. For it, literally, like, it without Sonic, Sega probably wouldn't have lasted as long. And now it's everywhere. I think
it was the poster child. So yeah.
I mean, and it was up there just like with Mario and the rest of them, man. I mean, I don't know about now if as many kids know who Sonic is as Mario, but man, Sonic is my dude. He's the bro, the homie. Definitely, I think that ports are so cool. You know who really needs to start porting just a little? Nintendo, baby.
I knew you
I know it will never happen because they're stingy. They're stingy.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, I know it's not going to happen.
No, they seem to be more in the business now of the gimme more so than the here you go. And we've seen that as we talked about recently in our coming up segments of franchises like Dark Souls coming over to the Switch, especially with the remastered edition that's coming out here very soon. That's going to be awesome.
It's kind of like that one uncle that you want to come to your birthday and he never comes. And then you just like, man, forget you. I know you ain't coming, so I ain't even going to invite you. Like, that's how I feel about Nintendo.
I'm never going to think of family visiting the same way again. I'm like, oh, man, my uncle got ported over here. It's awesome. Daryl, what about you, man?
Okay. I'm on both sides, okay, about porting, okay?
Right.
So I think when it comes to consoles, I don't really like the idea because, what makes a console exclusive? Like right now, okay, true. PlayStation, what makes us exclusive? We got God of War. Nobody got God of War, okay? And, so when Xbox fanboys started talking to me and telling me about, there's 6 teraflops and all this and everything, I'm like, we got God of War.
That's right.
And I shut them up. I didn't shut them up because I got that. So, an Xbox fanboy might say, hey, I want God of War ported over to us. No, you're not getting God of War. You're not getting it. No, you're not going to get it. And it's just like, all right, they can say, hey, we got Mario, we got Smash Brothers. PlayStation, Xbox, you're not getting it.
Nope.
So, when it comes to consoles, I kind of like the idea because of the exclusives. And they should be exclusive for that console because that would make you unique. Now, when it comes to PC, I mean, I love it. I would love the idea because I want to see World of Warcraft on consoles. I would love to play World of Warcraft because is it Gear Wars? Yeah, Gear Wars.
Gears of War. Yeah.
I would love to see Gears of War. No, Guild Wars, not Guild.
Oh, Guild Wars. Oh.
Guild Wars. Okay.
The MMO. Okay, so all right. No. Oh no, he's on the MMO hype train. Oh no, the Terra's gotten to him. Oh god.
Exactly. See, Terra, got ported to consoles. Why can't we get Guild Wars? Why can't we get World of Warcraft? I would love to play those on consoles. I like the idea.
There would have to be a serious UI change for that to happen, I think, because that's definitely a one-button spammer. So
yeah. So like I said, I think the idea was great, and was StarCraft. And we had StarCraft back in the day on consoles. We had it for Nintendo 64. We had StarCraft.
Yeah, but it did not do well at all.
I liked it though. I like the game.
Okay, all right.
I played. That's my first time playing StarCraft was on Nintendo 64. I didn't play it on PC first. And yes, when I played on PC, it was much better.
Yeah.
Okay. So why can't I get StarCraft now?
I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, the UI would have to be updated for that. But I mean, we have covered it on the show before. You know, just because a console has, you know, the power, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to attract much attention. Especially with the Xbox One getting the upgrade it did recently. Yeah, we got 6 teraflops, 4K graphics. You ain't got God of War. You're right. And that was it. That was the end of the discussion right there. Spotty, what about you, man? On the concept of ports.
I am all for porting games, no matter where you want to put them.
Okay.
Of course, I agree that we should keep like the exclusives exclusive, like Mario. That's not so much, you know, an exclusive as in we don't want to share Mario games. It's more Nintendo saying we don't want to share the IP for our characters with other people. But I am all for porting things from console to PC and vice versa because last year they ported Star Trek Online from a PC exclusive onto the Xbox and PS4, and I love it. Of course, they had to rebuild the user interface to go from mouse and keyboard to controller, and it's a little bit clunkier than mouse and keyboard, but I still love it.
So you would like to see more of a bridge between PC and console, more so than console to console, because like Daryl was saying a second ago,
yes.
You know, certain IPs is what makes you unique. It's what brings attention to that console. Okay, I can see that. That definitely kind of closes up a certain aspect of the concept of porting, which is, of course, like we've mentioned before, it's nice to see an exclusive go from one console to multiple, like we mentioned before with BioShock and Dead Space, which started off on the Xbox 360 exclusively, and in that same year, I believe, went to PS3. Because that was intelligent, but they were both great franchises, and they especially the Dead Space. Why are we not continuing that? We need to move that set of games over from one console to a multitude, and it definitely brought more attention to the PS3, which I think some companies do it as a way to bring, like we mentioned with re-releases, bring in more attention, more money towards a certain IP. Therefore, that they could, you know, grow it instead of just having it exclusive. Because honestly, when you have an IP exclusive to one console, you limit the funding. You funnel funding on that particular title because you have to rely on that console's popularity. And of course, people riding the PS4 trade right now are in a good spot because of how popular that console has been. Even with the re-release of the Xbox One and the Xbox One X, I want to make sure that I get that one right. X, not S, because they can't do things right with their titling. With the popularity of the PS4, it has really been, it has been a big thing to make sure that, you know, we bring titles to a console that's doing well. And of course, PS4 doing very well. So on that note, we're going to go around and actually ask the question of what games would you like to see perhaps re-released, remastered, or even ported, because that is currently a trend. Daryl, we'll start with you.
Well, I gotta go back. I gotta go way back. Okay, one of the first shooters I ever got my hands on, and I love it. I would love to see GoldenEye. You know, for Nintendo 64.
GoldenEye, baby.
I would love to see that get remastered. Okay. And hopefully they can port it to, you know, to all consoles, you know. But if Nintendo want to, you know, keep it. But definitely, GoldenEye was one of those shooters. It was just simple and it was fun.
Yep.
The only thing cheap about GoldenEye was that little short guy, Odd Job, Odd Job,
yeah.
What do you think?
Odd Job.
I hated Odd Job. Whoever played with him was a cheater. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. But
if you had Odd Job, if you put that on character random and you had Odd Job, you were a cheater. Exactly. But I put it on random, so the game did it for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But GoldenEye was a great shooter.
Yeah, it was.
I love that game, and like I said, I love the story. So if they remastered it right now, just keep it exactly the way it was and remaster it, and I would play that game right now. Imagine how that game would look with the graphics now.
That's true.
Okay, and then I don't know if this could be a remaster, a re-release, or just do something with it. I want to see the Midnight Club come back. I haven't seen a Midnight Club game since what Xbox, the regular Xbox and regular
Yeah.
PlayStation 1. I mean 2, I think.
Yeah, it was two.
But
Yeah.
but Midnight Club is so good. Rockstar, what are you doing with your games? Come on, Rockstar. You got all these gold mines you're sitting on, and you just being greedy, keeping everything to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Why are
But-
you waiting so long to release a sequel? Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing.
Exactly, but I would love to see Midnight Club even get re-released.
Absolutely.
But-
Dan, what are you thinking, man?
All right, I got a big three. Just because Daryl, we misheard him and we thought he said Gears of War. I would love to see Gears of War be a port to the PlayStation. That is one game that Xbox always had that I really enjoyed and played because it's one of those things where I liked kind of that third person, like it wasn't like first person, kind of like third person shooter.
Yeah.
But then not only did you get some awesome guns, but you had that chainsaw and just like you could run up behind the corner. There was always that one guy when you played online that would just hide around the corner and just wait for you to come, and then he would just tear your head off. And I loved that concept. I think that would be a great game to put on the PlayStation. But who knows if it's going to happen, but if any title is going to come over, it's going to be the Xbox titles, because eventually we don't even know how long Microsoft is going to be making systems these days. Another title that they re-released and kind of tried to make a one like early 2000, like 10, 11, was NBA Jam, but it wasn't great. It was an okay little re-release remake, but when they tried to put new players, but it wasn't done right. I thought the graphics were like they tried to like redo it and make it look newer, but add the old school look, and I give it like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. The older one, I think that they should remake NBA Jam and give us a real remastered. If they want to do even that 8-bit look, I don't care. Like a 16-bit look, I loved the old school NBA Jam. Just give me a little bit fire and some new players. That's all I care. And then last one on my list is, I don't know if you guys ever played that. I don't even care if it's just a remake or they don't have to fully redo the game, but man, I want a Def Jam game. Like
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Icon or the New York one. I just want to pick up the sticks and fight some rappers against each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I like the Fight for Vendetta, and
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Because it was a different type. It was a different style of fighting. It seemed like it had like street fighting and wrestling, mixed together. And so it was different from your Mortal Kombat and your WCW and WWE. It was different. So I liked that style of fighting. So that was a good point, Dan.
Yeah, that was really good. I actually really enjoyed that franchise myself. Actually, Spotty Butt, what's going on?
I've got 2 games that I want to bring onto current consoles. Number 1, Bushido Blade.
Yeah.
If they just update the graphics and don't mess with the gameplay at all, because that is one of the most realistic weapon combat simulators. If they brought that into the PS4 and Xbox One, I would be a very, very happy person. And another thing that was going to make me a very, very happy person is if they brought the Blood Omen and the Legacy of Kain games onto the current consoles.
Yeah.
That is some nostalgia for you.
Yeah, I'm feeling that over here right now, just all over. And you would have thought that with the popularity of Nosgoth, which of course was the first-person shooter.
It was the Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, the Team Fortress 2, or even Left 4 Dead style of game, which was really, really awesome. You would have thought that with the popularity of that maybe we would have seen something, but I don't know what's going on with Crystal Dynamics nowadays, so maybe we'll see it, maybe not. That would be really, really nice. Personally...
Heck, they don't even have to update the graphics with that. Just give me the old blocky graphics. It was still good at the time.
That's true. Personally, I would love to see lots of love. I can't even think right now. I don't even know what I want to see anymore. In terms of re-releases, I seem to get what I want. You know, it's like, I want to see this game ported over. Okay, here you go. All right, cool. Oh, no, there it is. Star Ocean 2. Yeah. Japan, can I have that over here, please? You release it for the PS4 on your side of this of the water. Can I have it on mine? That'd be great. That's all I want to see, honestly. My list is very my list is very small. And that's nothing more to the fact that I played I've played some great games, and I honestly, on the terms of re-releases and ports, I like living with the memory, or even just owning the console of the older consoles, which you can do. But it would be cool to see some of those things ported over for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our show today. I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in today, and we're actually going to be going ahead and jump over into our coming up segment. So Daryl, what's your coming up pick for this week?
Well, as of right now, I just couldn't find coming up, and I didn't want to sound like a broken record and keep on saying the same games. But I'm going to sound like a halfway broken record by saying this. I just want a trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2. Give me another trailer, okay? Give me some gameplay, please, Rockstar. Okay, I just want some gameplay. That's all. Not much, okay? You just show me a little bit of gameplay, and I'll be fine, okay?
Calm yourself, Iago. E3's around the corner. It's okay.
You know Rockstar not coming to E3.
Yeah,
okay?
it might.
You know Rockstar is not coming to E3.
It might.
Okay? It's not coming, okay? That's wishful thinking. It's like Dan thinking that Mario gonna come on the PlayStation. That's wishful thinking, okay? Rockstar is not coming to E3. That's not coming.
All right. Dan, you're coming up pick for this week, man.
All right, so I did see that there is a new game coming out called Sea of Thieves. It's going to be on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and that comes out in 2 days. Also, they're doing a remastered version of Assassin's Creed Rogue, and that comes out in 2 days. I was just kind of looking at things that were kind of brand, you know, if you're at the store, see brand new. And then one more, I played this game, it's hilarious. They're doing like a special I don't know exactly if it's just they added more levels, but they have another South Park, The Fractured But Whole, from Dusk Till Casa Bonita is coming out in 2 days too. And that game, I don't know if you guys played that, but that is hilarious. Like these South Park games are just taking it to the next level, man. And I mean, it's definitely a mature type game for, you know, for adults, but oh man, it is it's a bit weird, but it is a crazy game.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed those particular set of games. Spotty Butt, you're coming up pick for this week.
Ever since I saw the reveal trailer for it, Soul Calibur 6, I squealed like an 8-year-old schoolgirl when they revealed Geralt of Rivia going to be the guest character for Soul Calibur 6.
That's very true.
Oh, yes.
As soon as he said, it's crap like this is why I hate Portals, I lost it.
I was the same way when he said that. I love like the little Easter eggs, how they do something like that. It's just, you gotta be a fan of that franchise to know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And of course, The Witcher must have had a death wish.
And my coming up pick for this week is actually something that I brought up earlier, which was a new Darksiders, which we're going to be seeing with Fury. So that's going to be really interesting. We still haven't gotten a whole lot. We probably got as much with that as we have with Red Dead Redemption, except we've actually gotten some gameplay. So, sorry, Daryl. Yeah, oh yeah, buddy. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really curious to see how THQ or Nordic Games is going to take this particular franchise and run with it. It's looking great. It's good. It sounds like it's going to be fantastic. And the last couple of games have not disappointed, so I'm really curious to see where they're going to go with that. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it, and I want to thank you guys once again for joining us today. Daryl, where can we find you, my friend?
Man, you can find me on the Gaming Nation YouTube channel, the Gaming Nation page that we have. You can find me on the Family Anonymous Facebook page. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff. That right there.
That's about it. Yeah.
Dan, what about you, man?
Hey, make sure y'all check me out on Facebook and YouTube, the fan club TFC563. We're always hanging out there talking about a little bit of everything: sports, music, video games, pop culture. Also, if you guys like college basketball, we're doing every day that the tournament's going on, we're giving away prizes. So come on by our page and show us some love, guys. Thank you.
Spotty Butt, you're a guest, so go ahead and plug yourself, man. Where can we find you at?
You can mostly find me on Tales of the Blade, on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook page. You'll see pictures and videos featuring me, and that's about it.
It's very true. And of course, I'm Clay from Tales of the Blade. You can find me and Turbo and, of course, our other Splattermutt there on the YouTube and Facebook page. You can also find me, of course, on the Gaming Nation and Fandoms Anonymous page and the Gaming Nation segment every single week right here on Fandoms Anonymous. But if you didn't know who we are Fandoms Anonymous. That's FANDOMS, ANONYMOUS. We're all over social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, of course, and Instagram. Make sure you check out all of our social media areas. Subscribe to the channel. Hit us with a like and share us with your friends. Bring more people into the Gaming Nation. We want to get more people in here. We want to get people talking about games and gaming culture and the gaming community as a whole. And as always, as we like to say, ladies and gentlemen, if there is anything else, thank you for listening and have a good one. That way we get this in, and we'll go ahead and get the show.
Always allow.
Make sure mine too.
Yeah, I checked mine.
What the hell?
Dan, go for the triple check. Go.
Hold on,
Triple
wait a
check.
minute. I just clicked on something.
What'd you do?
Okay. I basically clicked on my girlfriend Amazon Prime. I don't know why she got her stuff connected to my game.
Okay, we're over here trying to do a show, and Daryl's over there shopping Amazon. Gotcha.
Hey, I gotta get that God of War. I gotta get that God of War.
Clay, I disappointed myself, and I think I've disappointed you. I took Geralt out of the box.
I don't think we can talk anymore after this show. I don't care what you do with your figures, bro. I mean, come on, really? Me personally, no, I would not have. I just went and bought Lord Saladin, the Iron Lord from Destiny, at Toys R Us for 50% off.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And you can guarantee that sucker's
already.
not coming out of that box, as beautiful as he is.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got my Warlock still in the box. I took my BT action figure out of the box to inspect it, but I put him right back in the box. I'm going to go to Walmart or Toys R Us and get another Warlock just so I can play with the Warlock and keep one in the box.
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Pro tip: you took BT out of the box, which means you can just go ahead and take BT out of the box because you've opened the box. The point of a collector's item in that value is that you never take it out of the box. It's never been removed, not even once, not even to inspect it.
NRFB. I prefer my MCNBs.
Hold on. So once you took out the box, it loses the value?
Oh yeah, big time. At least 50% of it right there.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
collector's value is shot at that. It's like driving a car off the lot. Right then and there,
Yep.
you've already exposed it to being more than just a showpiece. So that's it. You're done. As soon as those tires hit the road, it's done.
Yep. But what's cool, if you keep it in the box, you never have to drive your car. You never have to drive it off the lot. So
That's true.
kinda cool.
It stays at the dealership. You never even bring that sucker home. You just go over there and I own this, and the dealership's looking at you like, bro, can you get this off the lot? Nope, has to keep its value. It's not moving. I'm getting it signed to the convention this weekend.
They're gonna charge your storage fee though.
They will charge a storage fee. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get this rolling. All right,
Yeah.
silence on the front. Silence on the front. Here we go. water. Yeah, water's good. There. Ed Finadagger. Hang on. I got Amazon. Darn it, Amazon. You're cursing us today. All right. Yeah, it's all Daryl's fault. All right. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay, here we go.